Hey, what's up everybody, Rich Gaming Guy here. So I just picked up a Nintendo Gamecube off of shopgoodwill.com. It ended up being local, so I actually went down to the location it was at after I won the auction online, picked it up for free so I didn't have to pay shipping on it. So in the end, $51 total. It comes with two controllers. One looked to be an original controller. Comes with a power supply cable, also appears to be original, and a memory card, and then of course the console itself. Everything seems to be in good condition. So it was actually advertised as having been power tested. They said they never put a game in there, so we don't know if it's going to read discs or not, but I have Super Mario Sunshine here. I'm going to test it with that. So let's unbox this. We'll open it up, we'll test it, and then we'll open up the console to see what the internal condition is like. Buying this off of Shop Goodwill in used condition as opposed to refurbished. Let's dive into it. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the actual GameCube console itself. So you can see it's definitely got some dirt on here. It definitely got, dust in here where the Nintendo logo is. You can see the power reset button, and open's not too bad, but you can definitely see there's dust kind of caked up inside of here. Entire top doesn't seem to be scratched or have many blemishes, but definitely, again, just dusty. Here is the side view of the fan. You could definitely see dust in there. A little bit of discoloration across the front, but I do know how to get rid of the discoloration here. It's actually a pretty simple setup. And slot A, though, you can see this is the original color right here. It's more of a gray color. Everything else seems to have yellowed quite a bit here. This likely looks original because I would bet you that a memory card was stuffed in here. And in fact, I believe it actually came with a memory card right here. So this was in here like this, I'm sure, for a long period of time. That's why it was covered, so it just didn't age like the rest of this did. So looking on the other side, actually doesn't look too bad there. Bottom side here, we are missing this port cover right here, but port 1 and the high-speed port, they do have the covers. I actually think I have a spare cover. It's going to be a third-party replacement cover, but still not an issue whatsoever, especially being on the underside there. So let's move on to the controllers, and I did actually find a third-party AV cable right here that I actually had, so no issue with the fact that that was obviously not included. So we have two controllers that came with this. This one is a third party. It actually looks really good, has a great feel to it, but clearly doesn't say Nintendo across here. Great action on here. Everything seems to be really nicely functioning. Well, obviously you have to test this out, but here is the official Nintendo one, and you can see, I'll remove the elastic band, keeping the cable over it, but you can see obviously we've got the Nintendo GameCube logo there. The A button and B button seem to be a little bit sticky. Still function. Actually, everything seems to be a little bit sticky here, and I'm sure we can clean that up to better that. But the feel of this controller is so much better than this one. Much lighter over here than the official one. Official one just has a little bit more weight to it. Obviously, the buttons need a little TLC, but everything about this feels pretty good, aside from A and B are definitely sticky. X and Y a little bit as well, but not as bad as the A and B buttons. These buttons feel really good. It just feels like a cheaper controller, so we're going to test them all out. So in order to test this out today, I'm going to be using, I have a Super Mario Sunshine game right here, and actually we didn't open this up before, so while I have this open before actually putting the game in, we'll take a quick peek. Definitely dust in here, dirt in here, just around the lip though. Back here doesn't seem too bad. Definitely could use a good, once over with a microfiber towel. Just wipe it up a little bit, but the edges definitely are where the dust is. You can see right down there, and it goes all the way back, but where the disc actually sits, not terrible. So we've got everything plugged in. Now I am using this adapter here, so it's going to take the AV, turn it into HDMI, and I'll be able to use my capture card. So let's power this on and hope for the best. Oh, which controller should we test out? let's go with the original controller first. Moment of truth. Should launch our game. And we seem to be in a good place here. Everything seems to be functioning. The game seems to be loading in. I'm going to just jump ahead. I just want to test out the controller here. Everything seems to be good with the actual GameCube itself. So I want to see if everything functions correctly on here, because we do have those sticky buttons. And just navigating side to side with the analog stick does seem to be working. I'll skip ahead a little bit here because I know that the lead in here is a little lengthy on this game. Alright, so here we go. Let's just see how the movement is here and functionality on the buttons. And again, I'm just going to be moving Mario around here. I'm not actually, trying to play effectively. I just want to make sure everything is functioning correctly. So, C works. And the buttons do function quite well, actually. They seem to feel a little bit stickier than, they actually feel right now. I think that I was just comparing it to this third-party one, which is just super clicky. I think just cleaning this out a little bit, I will open up this controller and just give it a good clean internally as well as externally, but yeah, it functions quite well here. Alright, so I actually did test out the third-party controller. I didn't want to waste too much time in this video showing how that functioned, but it does function perfectly, so no issues there at all either. So we do have two fully functional controllers. I'm going to open up this GameCube though, because I want to take a peek at what the internal condition is on this GameCube. I want to see if it's super dusty or if there looks to be anything concerning within. Alright, so here is our GameCube. Definitely a little bit of dust in here, but other than just needing to be obviously thoroughly cleaned around the fan, everything else is actually in pretty decent shape. GameCubes typically don't get super dirty within. They are, covered up and sealed very well. So where we have all of the dust is where the ventilation is, and of course where the fan is. So it's where air is going in and out. So we can dive a little bit deeper in here, and I could take this all apart. Obviously, we should go in and check out the thermal pads on here as well. I'm not going to do that in this video, but I will when I decide to clean this up a little bit more, go in and just make sure that I give them a once-over. They may need to be replaced or, at least assessed to see what the condition is there. But all in all, very happy with this purchase. It was really inexpensive considering, and we saw what I got from LUKIE Games, and LUKIE Games had a GameCube that was in absolutely horrifying condition. This is much better. This really, at this point, just needs to be dusted out, blown out, and then I will actually take apart the fan just so I can get into all of that and clean it efficiently.
Alright guys, you can see firsthand exactly what the experience was like here. Buying off of Shop Goodwill, $51 total, came with those original accessories. So we got an original controller, we got a third-party controller, which we could use as a backup. The only thing it was missing was AV cables, and luckily I had a third-party AV cable on hand. Just attached that real quick. Worked perfectly. In the end, I'd love to have original AV cables, but if there was one thing I had to deal with third party, I'd rather have the AV cable than a third party power supply cable. All in all, an awesome experience. No issues with the console, a couple little external blemishes. I could probably buff some of them out. I just did a quick once over with cleaning everything up today. All in all, cleaning inside and outside of the console and inside and outside of the controllers, it only took me about 35 minutes total. So $51, I had to do a little bit of the cleaning myself, but in the end, that's a much better option than paying what Lukey Games is charging or DKOLDIES is charging, upwards of $150 for a console that would be in comparable condition. In fact, if I had to compare all three experiences, because I have done all three experiences here on the channel, I would go with the Shop Goodwill route all day, every day at $51, literally a third of the price, and only took me about 35 minutes to clean it. If I wanted to clean that Lukie Games GameCube, it probably would have taken me several hours. It was an absolute disaster. If you haven't seen that video, jump up here to the top of your screen, click that link, and you can see what the experience was like buying a GameCube from Lukie Games. That's going to do it for today, though. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of this order from Shop Goodwill. And in the end, remember, you can buy local through Shop Goodwill and just all across the board, across the entire United States on there. It's an awesome platform, amazing deals. I just got some GameCube games the other day. They ended up being at a local location, so I just went down, picked those up as well. I got Mario Kart, Double Dash, and Super Mario Sunshine, both complete with manuals, and I paid less than $100 total for both of them. So amazing deals. Shop Goodwill. I swear by it. Check them out. You won't regret it. In addition to that, though, you can go on eBay. You can, of course, try to shop local, though. I recommend that as opposed to buying blindly on websites like Lukie Games or DKOLDIES, where you're going to be placing orders based on what they're showing you, which is always stock photos, and you have to just take them on their word. And at this point, we know how that pans out in the end. But enough about that. That's going to do it for today. Smash the thumbs up button on the video if you enjoyed the content today. Let me know what you thought of this order in the comment section, and hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.